Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. If you like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe button, give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
You're listening to the Hockey Betting Podcast, presented by BetChrisCanada.net. This is the Hockey Betting Preview for Monday, February 17th and Tuesday, February 18th, 2020. And now, live from Las Vegas, the host of the Hockey Betting Podcast, Brian Blessing.
Here we go, brand new week, no time to waste. It was a great weekend. Hope you guys cashed in. Brian Blessing in Vegas, Cam Stewart hanging out north of the border in the burbs of Toronto in beautiful downtown Mississauga. Buddy, good weekend. Friday, we had the light menu. We hit the over with the Carolina Jersey game. The one that worked out really good was having seen the Blues play and how bad that they actually are in their own end now.
Yeah.
Hit the over in the Nashville game on Saturday, which was one of our key games. And then the one it's just ridiculous. You and I, how many years now, Cam?
What, Buffalo, Toronto?
No, but how many years have you and I been doing this?
10 to 15?
No, it's 14.
14? Wow, that's a long time.
2005. As soon as I moved here, you and I started doing stuff together. Since we started doing this, we've talked about when Buffalo and Toronto play, the building in Buffalo is half Leafs fans, if not more.
Yep.
The two worst teams in the league play it like it's a playoff game. The crowd, that's what happened the first year here in Vegas because so many visiting fans were here, and Vegas was a much better home team because of it. And now it's all Golden Knights fans, and they don't have the home ice advantage they used to have. I told that to Bill Foley when he first moved here. Oh, no, I want all Golden Knights fans. I said, let me tell you something. You'll have a better home record, and there'll be a buzz in the barn when the visitors can come in and watch these games. Anyway, since we've been together now 14 years, when the Sabres and Leafs play, over in Buffalo, under in Toronto.
For sure.
All right. Now, this year, that angle went 3-1. One of the games in Toronto, both games in Buffalo, high scoring. One in Toronto was high scoring, but one was a 2-1 game. So on that angle alone, without knowing anything, we went 3-1 this year.
Yeah, no, it's some things are over time. They just prove to be true, and that's what it is. If they had a game tonight, we'd probably go under, Brian. Yeah, I got to be honest with you. It's actually interesting this weekend. I got burned on some teams that should won in parlays actually hurt me with the chalk, but the totals were absolutely amazing. And you know me, I'm more of a sides man, but the totals. And what was another one that we talked about? This Edmonton team. They're playing to unders now. Without McDavid,
that's right.
Without
McDavid
and Zach Cassian. When I saw that 6.5 with Florida, they got the 5 goals. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, there should have been 3 goals. Florida kept on pulling the goalie. They scored extra goals there. Like, it was ridiculous. It almost got to 6-6 because of the stupid stuff that happened at the end of the game. It was a 2-1 hockey game. But we're hitting that, and Edmonton's playing a lot of unders right now, buddy. It started with Tampa Bay.
The funny thing is that game, was that Saturday? It was Saturday
afternoon. Yep.
It's a day game, right? So I'm flipping back and forth between the golf and the hockey and all this other stuff. And so I put this on for like the last 7 minutes, and I got it counted as a winner, but Rhonda sits down. So she's watching the game, and I'm going, I've seen this act before. It's 2-1 with 6 minutes to go. And she goes, well, who are you rooting for? I said, I'm not rooting for anybody. I'm rooting for nothing. And, but I said, but I know the key was that Florida didn't score to tie to 2. Someone get a goal, and then it was potentially a lose. Well, anyway, so it's 2-1. Well, they pull the goalie with almost 4 minutes to go because they had a power play. As bam, there's one. Bam, here's another one. 2 and it's 4-1. Then I'm like, I'm probably still good, but if Florida comes down and scores one, oh no.
Exactly. No, that's the thing. Like, that's what I told you about these other people. Like, don't tell me it's over until it's over. I've seen every crazy thing happen. When you gamble on a daily basis, you're going to have bad beats and craziness all the time. But I'm glad you know what? Part of gambling too, you got to watch it. You can't rely on box scores. And we started to see the way Edmonton was playing, the injuries that they had to play a different style. It was Draisaitl. he's going to be their offense, but they're a lot tighter in their own end. They've been getting good goaltending lately from Mike Smith's been great in the last few weeks. He's been absolutely brilliant, maybe the last month and change. I'll tell you something, though, Brian. This Edmonton team, I got to give them full marks. Without McDavid, it's kind of like it was very similar to Mike Trout in baseball. McDavid obviously makes them better. Mike Trout makes the Angels better, but they won when he wasn't in the lineup. And Draisaitl understands they're more, responsible in their own end, and they're playing great hockey right now. Full marks to the Oilers for doing it without their star.
All right. By the way, trades are starting to kick in, bud. I mean, it's going to get squirrely. Trade deadline 1 week from today. To that end, we should actually figure out how we're going to do next week, because that trade deadline is going to have
good call. Well, you know what, Brian? Let's worry about that next week. Let's bet now.
Gambler is calling.
My name is Gambler. Let's just stick to the picks.
Yeah, exactly. Florida's at San Jose. San Jose. My God.
Can you believe they beat Minnesota? Hey, Minnesota. Good stuff. You get rid of Boudreaux and you don't even score a goal against the Sharks. Get bent. And I'll tell you something. We're going to play a new system. We're the Minnesota Wild. You know what? I get it. If you're going to go out and try to get Gallant or one of these other coaches, Babcock, sure, go for it. But I'll tell you something about hockey, Brian, and me and you call me a box of rocks. Yeah, we're box of rocks. And you said it. If you want job stability in this league, you're not going to get any. But that's the one thing about hockey compared to other sports. Once you play the game, you understand the game. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to coach a hockey team. I could do it. You could do it. And you get rid of Boudreaux for what? For what? To bring in Dean Evison? You were 7-3-1 in your last 11 games. I know. You know what, Bill Guerin? You're an idiot. I don't care. I'll say it right now. I don't care if Minnesota plays better or whatever. Bruce Boudreaux did not deserve to lose his job. With the clowns that they have on that team, it's a complete success, overachieving, old stars. Yeah, you want to talk about Metamucil. It's a 2-game parlay with the Sharks and Wild. They got old, aging stars on horrible contracts. The guy did a wicked job. So, anyway, I wanted to get that off my chest. Good work losing to San Jose at home. Anyway, we got San Jose and Florida, Brian. I like Florida in this spot. I think San Jose, the injuries catch up with them. The Panthers will drive you nuts, too. You want to talk about a team that's will put you in the Looney bin? It's Florida. I don't like to lay 50 cents, but in regulation, whatever, the Florida Panthers win this game today.
All right, man. I can't do it. I can't lay the. I can't.
No, you're smart because I bet more games
with these guys.
They're crazy.
Now the total, what we're seeing from 6.5 is down to 6. I'm not even
going to touch the total.
How do you? Listen. I'll root for you, my friend. But Florida's a dog's breakfast right now. They are in free fall, 3-6-1 in their last 2. The only motivation San Jose has is that their first-round pick is Ottawa's now.
Here's San Jose, though. You talk about it. They're not in a good scheduling spot. They went into Minnesota, and now they're coming back home. That quick home thing when you go on the road, it's a recipe for disaster. The last time a team did that, I think Minnesota, they caught, I forget who it was, Nashville maybe at a bad time and beat them 7-0. It was weird. It's just one of those things. San Jose is there. Now they're back home. Florida, I don't think Florida's quitting, but they're finding other teams are really, you know what I mean? The Leafs are ahead of these guys. They got to figure it out quickly. They show up today.
I'm going to throw one at you here. The Islanders at Arizona.
Over. You like the over.
Arizona's $1.35 at home. The Islanders have been shut out now.
I know.
Back-to-back games. Now, they played Vegas through the sink at them on Saturday.
They sure did. Varlamov was huge.
Well, here's the thing. Trotz is brilliant, and I think these guys are still a danger, but they got a banana peel going on about making the playoffs right now. But what he's done, he started doing this at the beginning of the year. Varlamov, Greiss. Varlamov, Greiss. It was just every other night. He's out of his mind for not playing Varlamov again today. The only way Vegas scored the other night, Varlamov at the tail end of the second period went behind the net, and he and the defenseman had a miscue. Do you want, he left it behind the net. The defenseman thought he was going to pass it to him. Vegas guy got it, put it out in front. Riley Smith scored. You needed a pistol to beat this guy.
I needed the Islanders. I was so mad at Vegas.
So now it's Greiss.
Yep.
All right. Barzal was flying all over the place. I do. I think this is a breakout game. I think the Islanders get some goals here and snap out of this. I would lean to the over. And honestly, I can't see Trotz in these guys. I mean, I got Barry Trotz on my side. It's Arizona. I love the Islanders. I lean the Islanders, but I like the over.
I like the Islanders more than the over, to be honest with you. I think they play good defensively. I think they win like a 3-1, 3-0 type of game today. Arizona, sure, you beat Washington, and I was on them that night, Brian. That game was kind of weird. Like, I had a lot of disagreements with people on my other shows who loved Washington as their play of the day. That game smelled weird to me. The Islanders, they've been horrible. You're right. They can't score today in Arizona. They put the seatbelt on, they buckle up, and they take care of business. Give me the New York Islanders plus 115 today against Arizona. I love it, and I lean over as well.
Calgary is hosting Anaheim. Cam, to our loyal listeners, and the audience is growing, thankfully.
Yeah, keep on. Tell your friends. Yeah, hopefully we make money. Don't get me.
Can I just? I'll just one more mini pat on the back, but for ourselves. But what we want you to do is learn from it. Okay, we want you to listen. It has been an absolute ATM machine this year. We put the caveat on it if it's a 4-game road trip, that the first game home from a 4-game road trip is a train wreck for the home team. Calgary was at Vancouver. And by the way, a 4-game road trip that was really a nothing burger because it was all on the West Coast. Vancouver, San Jose, the Kings, and the Ducks. The point is that Calgary was gone since February 7th. They were gone a week. Came home and played the Blackhawks, who couldn't get out of their own way, and lost 8-4. Is that not one of the greatest betting angles we've ever found in our life?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, no, I'll tell you something. That was absolutely pathetic. It was interesting, too. Calgary has a real problem on their hands. They needed to get a big save, Dave. It's big sieve, Dave. Riddick get back in the groove. He was horrible that game. He got pulled. They brought in Cam Talbot. He got slapped around. I'll tell you something, though. Calgary and Anaheim feeling good about themselves with a win against Vancouver because Demko started. Calgary murders Anaheim today. I'll take them parlayed. I'll take them in regulation. And I'll take them minus 1.5. Flames in a bounce back. That's my angle. You get embarrassed by Chicago. Okay, Anaheim, feel good about yourselves. Calgary is going to be in a bad mood, and they're going to win this game, Brian.
Would you go puck line?
I'm doing all. I'm doing the flame 3-step. Hope I don't get burned. Parlayed, regulation, minus 1.5. Sign me up.
All right, here we go. Now, the fact that they lost, I think there's a couple things in play here. It's a Stanley Cup rematch of 2 years ago. Washington's at Vegas. Now, when Ovechkin won the cup, he's like swimming in the Bellagio fountains with the cup. And they didn't find
not water.
Yeah, they didn't find him for 2 days. Right? He's at 698. This chase for 700. I think he gets it today.
I think he gets 2 today.
I think he gets a couple goals today and gets it. And Vegas was fortunate, to their credit. They came back against the Blues the other night from a 2-goal deficit. And then Varlamov frustrated them. Fleury got the shutout, but he faced, he had to make a couple big saves at the tail end.
Yeah, Letty.
But
my Islanders were a little unlucky, too. They hit a bar. But you're right. Vegas outplayed them.
But
sure.
I kind of like Washington off a loss coming in here.
Them. We're reading each other's mail. I'll tell you so far, I like every friggin' road team, I think, except for Calgary. Calgary, I think, battles back against Anaheim. Actually, no. I can't say that. The last game, I have a different take on that one, too. But I love Washington today. Same as the Islanders, Brian. Same price. We're got 2 dogs. Down boy. Plus 115. Give me the Washington Capitals and Ovechkin. I'm also going to do a prop with him, like overshots on goal. Everything with Ovechkin tonight. He leaves it all out in the ice in Vegas. You said it, man. This guy's going to make a statement tonight. I think Washington gets it done, especially coming off a loss against the Desert Dogs, too. Love the Capitals.
All right. Now, the Lightning, they make a trade.
Good trade for them.
Blake Coleman's going to be coming. He won't be there today.
No, he won't.
But here would be my take on this one. Well, first of all, some of them recently have gone over, but I think since they started instituting outdoor games, my best guess. Here, let me just ask you a generic question. How many outdoor games do you think there have been since the first one, since the Pittsburgh-Buffalo game? You think around 20?
I'm thinking, I was going to say between like 17 and 22. So I was right around that number.
So call it 20. I bet you the under is 14-6.
I would agree. I think it might even be, I would say yes. Most of the unders are there. I watched that game too, Colorado Springs. It was nice, but the camera angles, all the other stuff.
Oh, the cameraman, the guy they had filming the game, never shot a hockey game in his life. I'll guarantee it. It was a satellite photo, and he was showing the boards, and then finally they either changed the guy 5 minutes in, or somebody told him, tighten it up a little bit. But the first 5 minutes of the game, they were like ants down there. But anyway,
it was brutal.
I hate outdoor games.
I do too. Hey, NHL, it was nice. The people of Colorado Springs, the armed forces, it's a great idea. It's stupid. You think Colorado wants to play an outdoor game? They don't even have a home field advantage. It's ridiculous. Home ice advantage. I'm telling you something, though, Brian. Usually you fade the team coming off that game. It's an altitude. I'm taking Colorado today.
Oh, see, that's why we're okay. Good. We got a disagreement. Because what I was going to say is the outdoor games, you never know what the ice conditions are going to be. And you never, the games that have gone over, Cam, are the days that are sunny because there's glare and the goalies can't see the puck.
Exactly.
If it's overcast and there's weather, the game is an under game. You don't know about the ice conditions.
More.
You're in the wind. The only way you score are off faceoffs and on power plays because it's a garbage dump and chase game. That being said, I got to go with Tampa here.
I don't. Well, I'm glad we disagree on one game. Here's this. Tampa Bay, I watched that Philadelphia game too. This team is so lucky. I get they're good, but every call helped them too. It was ridiculous. The Flyers had tic-tac calls against them in that game. It was nuts. Then they start clawing back. I'm telling you something. Tampa Bay's been hanging on by a thread. Colorado should have beat L.A. Jonathan Quick played his ass off in that game. They were peppering him with shots early, and then Toffoli, he gets the hat trick with the empty netter. Don't let it fool you that the Kings beat these guys 3-1. Colorado dominated. Tampa Bay's going into there today. I don't care if it's off an outdoor game, whatever. Colorado makes a statement. They know the Lightning's one of the best teams in the league. They're at home. Give me the Avalanche as a home dog.
Well,
I disagree. That's the only game we disagree on.
Let me say this. If it's radio or the podcast, you don't want stuff being a love fest. The crazy thing is, in all sincerity, you and I agree. Probably
80% of the time.
It's insane.
It is.
I mean, we really, really do.
I just think it's a good spot for Colorado. And that outdoor game too, they play in altitude. They're back in their building. I think there's going to be a jump in their step. Actually, they're going to be happy to be back in the Pepsi Center. After that debacle, Tampa Bay goes in there. I'm telling you, man, I think the Avalanche, I think they jump on these guys early, Brian. I could see them winning this game 5-2. I like the Avalanche tonight.
We're going to have a jump in our step when we come right back and talk about Tuesday's card. We'd like to thank BetChrisCanada.net for their support of the Hockey Betting Podcast. I'm Brian Blessing in sunny Las Vegas.
And I'm Cam Stewart in cold Toronto, Canada.
If you love hockey and you're in Canada, and Cam is, look for a BetChris near your next holiday destination.
BetChris offers the best value odds on Canadian and international sports. Use the promo code PODCAST when you open up your account at a BetChris location.
So, if you're planning a trip to exotic locations from the Caribbean and Mexico to Peru and almost everywhere in between, the odds are very good. There's a BetChris Sportsbook where you're going on holiday. For more information about visiting a BetChris location while you're on holiday, visit BetChrisCanada.net. That's BetChrisCanada.net. Use the promo code PODCAST. Back with you on the Hockey Betting Podcast, Brian Blessing, Cam Stewart. Well, Monday's a holiday, right? We get President's Day, we get matinee games, but because it's kind of an inordinate amount of Monday games, Cam. We're not getting the baker's dozen here on a Tuesday night. We're looking at a 7-game menu.
Yeah, I like it. It's not. I like the old between 7 and 10. So I think it's a good number. Sometimes I think the NHL should spread it out a little bit more. I know I like a 7-game sked. Going to be an interesting one, Brian. Lots of good matchups here, and it's tough. It's not easy. The Monday card, I like a little bit. This one, there's some tough games here.
Well, Columbus and Philly. Now, these are two teams that are right there on the edge. And Columbus has lost 5 in a row. Flyers are laying $1.40. Total is 5.5 to the over. The one thing, knock on wood, Cam, it actually been on a number of these. All of a sudden, the Flyers are on this over trend.
I agree. I like the over in this game. I think Columbus will get a few. I think Philly wins and the game goes over, Brian. I know Philly's coming back. Tampa Bay, it's not, you look at that road trip kind of angle. I'm just telling you, I like the way the Flyers are playing. I watched that team. They got no help. Carter Hart was not very good in that game against Tampa Bay as well. Columbus, on the other hand, they're slip sliding. They had a 2-0 lead against the Devils. They pissed it away. There's a problem with this team right now. It's a reasonable price with Philadelphia, and I agree with you. I think the game goes over 5.5. I think Philly gets four themselves, 5 themselves. So, yeah, 5.5 over.
Then we get, and what we should talk about here is not 1 but 2. We're getting the home and home set here.
Yep.
With Toronto and Pittsburgh. In the first game, Pittsburgh's $1.35, 6.5 to the over. I kind of give Toronto a better shot I
like Toronto in this game.
In this game.
I agree. I think the coach called them out, Brian. I'll give you an angle just from in my backyard. The coach is pissed right now. Said there's a worse hockey like we've been playing like since Babcock was there. This team looks gutless. They barely hung on to beat Ottawa. Buffalo kicked their ass. This is a wake-up call game, also a revenge spot. When Toronto had to bring up like their 4th-string goalie when everybody was hurt, Pittsburgh embarrassed them. I think the Leafs remember that. I think Toronto goes into Pittsburgh and beats them. I think plus 115 is a good price. I like the Leafs a lot in this spot, actually. They're going to be motivated. Pittsburgh, they better bring their A game or Toronto's going to slap them around. This is the one game I think Toronto, they've been playing so bad, Brian. This is the wake-up call game. They understand no more screwing around. I think Pittsburgh could be tough here. I like the Leafs plus 115.
You're a brave man. I think Toronto in the second game. I love Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh could sweep them too. I've told you, I think Toronto's been so many times this year.
They're overrated.
And I feel
I'll be the first guy to tell you that.
I'm not being a dick.
No,
I think
true.
they're lucky.
They are.
Some miracle tying games, winning games. Arizona beats them in overtime. The goal gets taken away, and then
I know
this guy. But and at the same time, I can't give him a complete pass, but. The Buffalo thing, they had to play Ottawa. Buffalo's fresh as a daisy with their season on the line because their only hope now is they're only 8 points behind the Leafs with a game in hand. Buffalo's season was on the line, but Toronto got their ass handed to them. And
they did.
I mean, you talk about working that defense down low. Toronto's just you got these guys up front that can go nuts. I think it's correlated, Cam. If you like Toronto, I think the safer play is the over.
Yeah, I like Toronto in the over in the game. I'm not sure. Yeah, safe. I just like the spot, Brian. And you know me, sometimes you got to look at teams and say, hey, they haven't been playing very good, but you also have to understand when they come out of it. You better be motivated. Yeah, I know it was Buffalo. The Leafs just they were already thinking about Pittsburgh in that game, and which I don't know why, but they were. They needed a kick in the ass. The coach is going to give them one. Campbell's actually been good. Anderson's the problem. We have a goaltending controversy now. Thank God they went out and got Campbell. He's been great.
Yeah.
The players like him. He's a cool dude. He's fun. Really nice guy, and the players are bonding with him. Freddie Anderson's been he's not been the same goalie too. I'll tell you one thing, Brian. We talk about the trade deadline. The Leafs are sniffing around Manson, the defenseman from Anaheim. It's a name that's been brought up a lot. They got to get somebody. I know Anaheim will like a lot, but they definitely need a defenseman. They better do it quick. That trade with LA really worked out well to get Campbell, and it was a kind of an under-the-radar guy. I like the Leafs in this situation. I know it's hard to back a cold team, but it's a good spot for them.
Not for me, buddy. Montreal laying $1.80 at Detroit. 5.5. Yeah, I don't like the game.
I don't like the game. I don't like the game, but if you're a degenerate and want to bet every game on the board, think about this. Detroit, embarrassed.
Think about this. Get help.
Yeah, think about this. If you're betting this game, you got a bigger problem than me, and I got lots of problems. Brian knows my life. It's I got a lot of anyway. Let's move on. Detroit plus 155. Yeah, if Jimmy Howard doesn't play, I think they got a chance. That guy's poor guy. He's lost it. They don't really give him much help in front of him too. But laying 80 cents with Montreal, that's ludicrous. Pass, but it's Detroit or nothing, but I'm not going to bet it.
Hey, the moral support thing's all well and good, but thankfully your problems aren't contagious.
Yeah.
They're not airborne.
Yeah, that's right. All right. A SARS coronavirus parlay? No thanks. Anyway, Buffalo.
All right, here we go.
Sabres. And overtime. I like Buffalo.
There you go. Here's the thing.
They're going to go on a heater now.
Listen, This is the thing I talked about during the All-Star break. They had 9 of 10 at home. They came out of the gate. They blew it. They lost to Ottawa, Montreal. They lost garbage games, or they'd be 2 points behind the Leafs. All right. But you know what? There's a big difference going on with Buffalo, Cam. Victor Olofsson is back.
Yeah, helps the power play.
And this kid, he would have been the runner-up to Makar for Rookie of the Year had he not missed 5 weeks. This kid, they are a completely different team. With that kid, they're getting VC. Some of these guys are starting to play good. Can they sustain it? Now they've won 3 in a row, and the good news is the loss that's sticking in their craw. And the
Ottawa loss,
the post game comments, they just got done beating the Leafs instead of piling on the Leafs and sticking a fork in the Leafs. Every guy said Ottawa. We can't take Ottawa lightly. Ottawa beat us. The price is right. I think
to pick them. Yeah, give me the Sabres.
I think you got to go with Buffalo here.
Oh, definitely. I think Buffalo goes into Ottawa, revenge for Ottawa beating them. It's a good situation.
And by the way, Hutton's actually playing decent.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. Yeah, he figured something out. It's confidence is a crazy thing when you're a goaltender. You have a couple good games, it's like, okay, I can play this game again. He's not overthinking, he's not overcommitting. It's a good situation. As for Ottawa, they're grinders. I'll tell you something, man. This is not going to be an easy game for Buffalo. I like them. I was on. Brian, I must be crazy, but we've been betting hockey a long time. My buddy called me an idiot yesterday for taking Ottawa against Dallas. I go, do you not watch what's happening? Dallas slips. They beat the Leafs. Montreal got jobbed in that game, and you think they're just going to go in Ottawa and win? Like, are you nuts?
Hey,
I should have smashed Ottawa. My buddy called me an idiot. I texted him back, "Oh, you're the idiot. Figure out what's going on." This was a horrible situation for Dallas, but now Ottawa feeling good about the win. It's better for Buffalo. Thank God Ottawa won that game because that helps the Sabres.
By the way, we always whine about the bad beats. Don't forget there's another side of that coin, and every blue moon, something good happens to you. Our biggest play going into the weekend was Dallas sitting in Montreal, waiting for Montreal coming home from Pittsburgh. And Montreal was up 3-0. Dallas came back and got him in overtime. So we got lucky there. Let's go. Carolina, Nashville.
Pass.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
I'll make it.
Tell me. Yeah,
well, Nashville's laying 25 cents in this game, 30 cents.
You like Nashville?
No, the total on the game is 6.
Okay.
All right. We had the over. No, Nashville.
Yes.
Lost 6-2 at Vancouver.
Yeah, and then they pummeled.
Came home, but they put 5 up.
Twice.
Yep. No. They came home.
Beat the Islanders 5-0.
And put 5 up on the Islanders.
Yes.
And then they get the offense going with a 4-3 win over the Blues. I think this is a Nashville team skill-wise is starting to do some good things, but I still think they're flawed in their own end. I like the over.
Well, you know what, Brian? I'm going to follow you on this one because I have no opinion of the game. You're right about Nashville, though. Like I'm thinking about taking Carolina as a dog coming off that loss to Edmonton, but yeah, I'll ride the over with you. I agree. Nashville can score in Carolina. We definitely know they could score. So what? The total's not 6.5. It's 6. If it was 5.5, I'd smash it.
You know what? Maybe more than that, buddy. It's only 30 cents, and that is the ceiling for me. But Nashville is feeling their oats. Nashville, we called this, said that's a team that, so much has been expected of them in recent years, and this year was just a disaster. But here they come. They've won 3 in a row, and they're literally just a point out of the playoffs. Look out for that. I like Nashville, too.
Yeah. I you know what? I like to take these small dogs in these situations, but you're right. Nashville's playing a lot better. They make a move at the deadline, as you said in a couple shows before. They could be a very scary team because the West, I think, is so wide open. I know we think Colorado might be the best, but it's a very thin line between every team. What about Dallas? You want to meet these guys in the playoffs? Are you kidding me? With Ben and Bishop and whatever, they almost went to the Stanley Cup Final last year. You're right, Brian. Yeah, lean to Nashville and the over, but that's more your play. I'm going to ride your wave on that one. Next game, New Jersey at St. Louis. I'll tell you one thing: the Blues should show up after losing a lot of games in a row. I'm not pulling the trigger. I think New Jersey might be live. They're playing better hockey.
Then it's correlated,
as I predicted.
So, and that was
New Jersey in the over.
Well, I like the over. And I'll tell you why. This is what we talked about going into the weekend. I believe we did. I know we talked on.
No, we've been hitting the totals big time with St. Louis. We had the over that game on Saturday.
But the rationale was, and again, it's so, the first and foremost thing was Bouwmeester, the guy. You hope he's healthy, and then they played their heart out and lost the high-scoring game in Vegas, and then went home and lost the high-scoring game to Nashville. The second game, I think, they're tired and beat down, and it was a low-scoring game. But the thing that the takeaway was, first of all, the punch to the gut, but now they're a hockey team. Life goes on for them. But the bottom line is, Bouwmeester, the hockey player, isn't there. They've got issues at the moment in their own end. And Jersey plays one way. I think this is up and down the ice. I think it's an over.
Yeah, no, I like the over in this game, too. The Devils have been scoring, right? That's the thing. They've been putting money in people's pockets, man. They were a home dog against Columbus again. Like, I'm just going to keep on riding this Devils wave. St. Louis, yeah. Should St. Louis win? Yeah, they're 2-10 favorites. They should win. But I'm not very attractive just automatically putting them in parlays. I think New Jersey has a great chance in this game. If Blackwood starts, New Jersey will make my card with the over. He'll still let in some goals, and New Jersey will score. Yeah, it is correlated because I think the Devils could win like a 4-3, 5-3 type of game. So I got to take them at plus 180.
All right, buddy. And then let's wrap it up. Final game on the proverbial docket. The Kings out of the outdoor game at Winnipeg. Jets laying 155.5. Jets.
Kings were lucky to win that game. Hopefully Quick doesn't play, and then I'll smash the Jets because he played good in that game. But then again, from an outdoor game going into Winnipeg, that's a house of horrors for LA. Winnipeg understands how important things are too. They swept past Chicago after a bad start in that game. I think they keep the train rolling. Give me the Jets. It's 50 cents. I'll take them in reg or parlay them with something I like.
When you're a Jet all the way from your first cigarette to your last dying day. When you're a Jet.
Wow. What's that? West Side Story?
Yeah.
See, we're not boxes of rocks, Brian. Yeah, we are. But anyway, good luck with everyone's bets this week.
I like that better than the fireman going, hey, look, I can spell. J-E-T.
Here's my
Fireman Ed. I know you know the guy.
Hey, Fireman Ed. Get bent, you traitor. Even Jet fans hate Fireman Ed now. He yells at them at the game. They go, shut up, Fireman Ed. Where were you the last few years? Like, this guy just jumps back into it. He thinks he's the man. Hey, Fireman Ed, beat it. We don't need you. Anyway, good luck with your hockey picks.
Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Hey, we hope you like what you're hearing. And if you do, hit the subscribe button and give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At BetChrisCanada.net and the Hockey Betting Podcast, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.